you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you. My God, I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. Yes, I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you. I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Wipe away all tears and the broken hearts. You're the answer to it all. Jesus, wipe away all tears, mend the broken hearts. You're the answer to it all. For it all, Jesus, you are here, touching every life. I worship you. Yes, I worship you. You are here, meeting every need. I worship you. Yes, I worship you. You are here, standing in moments. Oh, you're the answer to it all. You are here, Lord, I feel you. Oh Lord, I know you're here, working miracles every day. Oh Lord, the waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper. Oh Lord, I know you're here. I know you're here in our midst, Lord.
We all face struggles in this life, but God is able. My life is fine most of the times, but I've got some setbacks. So many people see the glory, don't know the story. I'm working my way back. Well, I'm a Caribbean born and raised, but nowadays I'm lost between two shores. I feel heaven is knocking on my door. Places I used to go, I go no more. Ooh, ooh, I am myself. To no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. Ooh, ooh, I am my cry. yeah. Have you ever heard of a man who was born to be king? Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, we started with Tony Anthony, Waymaker, into Jabez. I said. This one, the gospel cover version of Mikey Spice. But listen, want to say a big shout out and welcome to everyone on the live, on the platforms that carry the Wayne Hall Show. And you know, I have to work by my list so I don't leave anybody out, right? Who moved my list? You know that thing, who moved my cheese? I want to say welcome, China Nicole. Good to see you. How about we start with Ireland Worldwide listeners? Good evening and welcome. We love you all. Thank you for spending time with me on a Wednesday night between 8 to 10. Maxine Lyons, stay the peep. Appreciate your peep, though. Maxine, all the best in whatever you're doing, man. Thank you. Also want to say big shout out to everyone on Clarke TV Network. Yes, if you're on Clarke TV Network, big up yourself. ViscosityBlend.com. Oh, my goodness. Rupi T, the blender. Everyone listening via ViscosityBlend.com. RickyVibesRadio.com. The family, the home team. What's going on? Marla, Nittyphonic, DJ Reds, DJ Sean, Gucci. Big up on yourself. All right. Okay. All right. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, catch me on Fresh FM Radio London. Download the app. Okay. Download the Fresh FM Radio London app. Catch me on Wednesdays, 5:30 our time. 5:30 our time. All right. And it's a different vibes. It's a different energy. We're not worrying about Facebook cutting our music. So you get into some real quality juggling. All right. So catch me on Fresh FM Radio London. And you know you can call 518-896-1646. That's 518-896-1646. Or download the app at Listen to Us Media. That's LTU Media. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining. All right. A little bit more of Jabez.
Even the chair. Ooh, I am a crying.
Tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a great one. Let me tell you, coming up, we have Anthony Turner. He's going to be hot on the burner with another interesting episode of the eReport. Later on, we're going to have Dr. D. Terence Foster. He's going to talk about The Stress Book, his most recent book. And yes, he has over 40 reasons or so, ways of dealing with stress, man. We got to check that out. Then at 9, we're going to give you a little hint of what's going on in our neck of the woods. What's up in our neck of the woods? Wayne Hall will take you there. All right. And that's going to be followed by a conversation on epilepsy. Do you know that this is Epilepsy Awareness Month? Yes, all month long. November is Epilepsy Awareness Month. Getting ahead of my tongue. And we're going to wrap up with a great musical showcase tonight featuring none other than Papa Beeto. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what we call the place where information meets music, the Wayne Hall Show.
Come booster. 7 figures, oh, read my mind. If you could read my mind, hell, I got broke loose tonight. If you could read my mind, or a love you can't deny. Read my mind, hell, I got broke loose tonight. If you could read my mind, or a love you can't deny. Love it when you make me feel this way. Priceless love for this me can't pay. Must come back from you, me can't stress. Still feel that rush like my first day. Them girl out the street want a piece of me. Hey no, me got my baby. Ronnie Rabbit is the nickname she called me. When we feel a vibe and ready for the play. My mind, hell I got broke loose tonight. If you could read my mind, or love you can't deny. Read my mind, hell I got broke loose tonight. If you could read my mind.
Brand new Imar Shepherd, Read My Mind.
When sadness I go, me rather stick to joy. What you put together, let no one destroy. You know me well, fuck me and then
Let's take this one from the top. Imar Shepherd says, if you could read my mind. As we stand by for Anthony Turner.
If you could read my mind, hell I got broke loose tonight. If you could read my mind, or love you can't deny. Read my mind, hell I got broke loose tonight. If you could read my mind, or love you can't deny. Love it when you make me feel this way. Priceless love for this me can't pay. Must come back from you, me can't stress. Still feel that rush like my first day. Them girl out the street want a piece of me. Hey no, me got my baby. Ronnie Rabbit is the nickname she called me. When we feel a vibe and ready for the play. My mind, hell I got broke loose tonight. If you could read my mind, or love you can't deny. Read my mind, hell I got broke loose tonight. If you could read my mind, or love you can't deny. When sadness I go, me rather stick to joy. What you put together, let no one destroy.
Yes.
Will pack me at the real McCoy. Hey. You can't substitute me for no toy.
His name is Imar Shepherd. He shall not want. He says, if you could read my mind, hell I go broke loose tonight. Man, Imar, watch it now, my brother. Good to see you. You're telling Wayne all to hot it up. Imar, you already hot it up with this one, boy. Andrea Brown McNeish, good evening and welcome. How are you, Andrea? It's good to see you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, great show again for you. And we get going. We're not gonna delay because up next, up right now, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than my brother, Mr. Turner, with the eReport. Anthony!
Yes, sir. Good afternoon or good night. I'm not sure what time of day it is in your neck of the woods, but how you doing, man?
Anthony, I'm doing well, my brother. How about yourself?
You sound very upbeat, man.
It's
You're
upbeat
on,
Wednesday, man. It's upbeat. It's not up day, you know. It's upbeat Wednesday.
I see you're changing the whole narrative around Wednesday.
Yeah, we gotta make it upbeat Wednesday, not day Wednesday, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I love that. Yeah.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
Yeah, man, everything is great, boy. The world of entertainment, boy, I have more stories than time will allow.
I know. Oh my gosh. Yes,
Yeah,
we need
man,
about 6 Anthony to keep up with everything.
I'm telling you. But start where we left off last week. Last week had kind of hinted at a story that was being worked on, and it finally came to fruition. And I was telling you about a big lawsuit that was coming, and it finally happened.
Yes.
And I know the world would have known that the producer I was talking about, the 80s, 90s producer I was talking about was Steely and Clevie from that dynamic duo that released some of the biggest hit tunes out of Jamaica that were released in the late 80s to the 90s. And they are actually suing a major label, called Universal Music Latin Entertainment, Sony, ATV Music Publishing, and other defendants. And it's pertaining to what they call the fish market rhythm, which is in Jamaica. I think most people know it as the Pokemon rhythm. And I'm not even sure if people really understand the significance of this lawsuit, because I think the people who really understand is really the industry people who understand it, because they just to give some clarification is that the Pokemon rhythm was the rhythm that gave birth to that big song by Shabarangs called
Yes.
Dembow.
Yeah.
No, that song really became the foundation of the whole reggaeton movement. And for a long time, most of the songs that were released, reggaeton songs that were released, incorporated the Pokemon Dembow rhythm in some elements of it. To the point where at one point they were calling the reggaeton, they used to call it Dembow.
Yes.
Because, it contained various elements of it. So we're talking about the whole foundation of a genre is built on this rhythm that Steely and Cleaver produced back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And now they're finally, because for many years I was wondering, if they're appropriate, if Jamaica dancehall was getting any sort of remuneration from this rhythm.
Right.
And now we're finding out that not to the extent that they should have received. So now, I guess, Steely and Cleavy, their representatives, they've actually, as you know, Steely passed away, I think, in 2009. So his estate, along with Cleavy Productions, they've actually filed a lawsuit in a California courts, and they're now saying that they need to be compensated for work that they have produced. And one of the biggest names, reggaeton artists who have benefited from all of this, is a young man by the name of Louis Fonsi.
Yeah, very well known. Louis Fonsi.
Absolutely. Yeah. He has had a number of big songs. In fact, one of them is that Desperata, that from 2017-18, it's the most viewed song on YouTube in the region of about 8 billion views. So I mean, you're talking about a lot of money here. So there's a lot of money that possibly could be made from all of this. So we'll definitely be following this case and see what happens. In fact, Justin Bieber, he had remixed one of that Desperado song.
It's Despacito. Despacito.
Yeah,
Pa-pam. Despacito. Those of you who can follow my singing.
Yeah, Despacito. You're right.
Yes.
So yeah, man. So it's a big deal, and we're following that development and see how things unfold with that. But we're really happy for the estate of Steely and Cleaver Productions, and they've done a lot of great work in the reggae world, dancehall world. So hopefully something positive will come from that. And there's another big story that is actually developing. I'm not able to say the name again. I can only tease it, but it relates to a reggae dancehall artist who I'm told that his travel documents were he was relieved of his travel documents, and he owes in the region of over $100,000 in terms of child payment.
Ooh.
Yes, so we're talking about for a number of years. Child payment money that has not been paid.
Wow.
So he was relieved of his travel documents, and he's not in prison based on information that I've reached. But who knows where that could lead.
So Anthony, that's all you can tell us, right? You can't tell us who yet.
But he's a big name artist who, anyhow, if I even give a slight hint,
Yes.
Everybody's gonna know. So
Oh
we
my
can't give
gosh. So
anything.
we can't do that on the Win All show tonight. Anthony, what is
Yeah,
going on, brother? Wow.
but
Every week you got one of these things.
I'm telling you, and just while I'm talking about that, I should let you know that Cutty Ranks, I don't know if I'd mentioned that. Cutty Ranks has a song. I don't even consider it a song. Is a song that was they used it for a little clip with this. How can I say it? It
Jingle,
it
promo.
it well, it's a song, but it featured this animated character doing a dance, and
Uh-huh.
it's a reggaeton song. And the song was downloaded. I watched on YouTube about 7 to 8 billion times. I'm told the song made about 8 million US from YouTube royalties alone.
What?
So while a lot of people are there making a lot of noise about having a song on the reggae Billboard charts that sell like 300, people like Cutty Ranks and others are making crazy money. I mean,
Of
even this,
YouTube. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
man, even this whole Steely and Cleavy thing, it could make millions, not even 1 or 2 millions, if they are able to successfully, win this case. It could be in the regions of millions because we're talking about probably almost 30 years worth of royalties that and probably future earnings that hasn't even been calculated. So I just wanted to put that out there. And two big news dropped yesterday. I'm sure you probably heard about it. One of them pertains to iOctane, and the other one pertains to Vibes Cartel in the Klansman case. You're following that case in Jamaica?
Yes, to an extent.
Yeah. Well, the big news that came out yesterday is that one of the government informants said that Vibes Cartel reportedly ordered a hit
Yes.
on a few people,
Several
and
people, yeah.
yeah,
I saw
including I
that.
think one of them is an artist, and then iOctane he reportedly was his name was tied to one of the clansmen who they said accompanied him to the studio on various occasions, but iOctane has since distanced himself from this story, saying that he didn't deny that he was in the presence of some not necessarily the clansman but bad man as him say, but he's not a criminal in any sense. And so we'll be following that story. But he's not charged or anything, his name was just mentioned. So that's the other big story that came out of Jamaica yesterday. I'm not sure if I'd mentioned about that Jimmy Cliff. Uh, the
Yeah.
You can get it. Yes, so
Yes,
that
you had
was one of
mentioned,
the big
you had
stories.
touched on that. Yes, yes.
Then I got information about an all-star lineup, including Tessan Chin,
Recording in progress.
Bounty Killer, Taurus Riley, Agent Sasko, Jermaine Edwards, and Dean Fraser. They will apparently come together for the Jamaica Veterans for Veterans concert, and that happens on Saturday, November 13th. And the virtual event will be the main donation drive for the National Poppy Appeal 2021. And if you lived in Jamaica, you'll remember Poppy
Yes.
was always a big thing. It was tied to the veterans of Jamaica, and which they're really helping trying to raise funds for indigent ex-soldiers. And the one of a kind event will offer first-class entertainment while revealing a unique perspective of the Jamaica Army Corps and the Jamaica Veterans of Veterans will air. It's going to be a free event that will air on YouTube, on Tick.com, One Spot Media, TVG, and several companies have actually come on board to sponsor the concert, including the Jamaica National Group, the JDF Credit Union, the Ministry of Culture, Gender Entertainment and Sports, TVJ, One Spot Media, The Gleaner, The Observer, Mayberry, Supreme Ventures. So big event that we're definitely asking people to support because this is for our worthy cause. And I'm told now that Jamaican jazz legend Monty Alexander, he will bring his Harlem Kingston Express to the Tarrytown Music Hall in Westchester, and that's
Okay.
a New York event, and it happens on, I think, Thanksgiving weekend, Friday, November 26th. So that should be an interesting event. So lots of things. I know two prominent reggae artists or musicians died. One of them sang with the Clarendonians. Everett, what's his name again? Wilson.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he passed away.
Rest
And
in peace.
another, yeah, man, and another musician who played with the Wailers from way back when. He passed away yesterday. Lots of things happening.
Wow, I tell you. Yes. Like you said, we could have a whole show just for that.
Yeah.
Just for that. All right, Mr. Turner.
All right.
Thank you as always, man. Some interesting stuff going on. I can't wait to hear what happened to this artist with the child support hanging over his head. So, with his travel documents removed, the breaking right here.
Yeah.
More to come.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and just want to say the report is presented by Jamaica Entertainment, of course, the record label of singer Michael Asher, who is the younger brother of reggae patriarch Denor Morgan, and of course the uncle for Grammy-winning reggae group Morgan Heritage. And Michael Asher's new album Unchained, till it was released a few weeks ago, and it's being distributed by VP Records. And you can check out Michael Asher on his social media platforms at Jamaica Entertainment. So,
Anthony, before you go, I have to shout out Mr. Roy Rayon in the chat. And he says
Roy Rayon, this is the festival.
Yeah, and he says it's Ernest Wilson.
Ernest Wilson, yeah, that's it.
Yes, he says it's Ernest Wilson. Wow.
Yeah,
all right. Alvin
C.
Seco Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
So those two we lost.
Up on the news, man.
I love that. Roy Rayon, good evening, sir, and welcome.
Yes, good evening,
right in
Roy
time.
I know you have a big festival. Song winner from way back.
More than festival. He's got an event we're going to talk about later on November 14th, where he does stuff down there in, guess whose parish, Anthony?
Westmoreland.
All right. So, from one Westmoreland brother to another. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Okay, Anthony.
You take care, man.
All right, my brother. Good to have you. You take care. Ladies and gentlemen, man, wow. So much happening in the world of entertainment. Thanks to Mr. Anthony Turner, live out of New York City with the latest and the greatest on what's happening. Short break. Then when we come back, my guest is going to be Dr. D. Terence Foster. And Dr. Foster will be sharing about his newest book, and then some. There's going to be something else, right? Maybe you'll talk about ripping his parish too. But anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. D. Terence Foster will join us. I'm going to warn Dr. Foster that if it goes quiet, it's okay. You can't hear my video ads when you're in Zoom. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, good evening, and welcome to the Wayne Hall Show. It's a pleasure to have you all. Short break, and we'll be right back.
Watch Cultural Shopping Connections on the Wayne Hall Show and Caribbean Live TV. Our Christmas episode will air November 14th at 7 p.m. You can also watch the show on Facebook Live, Instagram, or our YouTube channel. You can catch us at culturalshopandconnections.com. See you November 14th at 7 p.m.
Hi, my name is Jennifer A. Clarke. I'm a mortgage broker and attorney at law for more than 21 years. My entire life has been dedicated to the real estate industry. So stop dreaming about buying that property. Let my ability to secure financing within as little as 11 days work for you. For that best rate, fast close financing option, call 1-800-466-0664. That's 1-800-466-0664. Or visit rapidmortgageloans.me. Visit rapidmortgageloans.me for your pre-approval and to request a quote for financing. Thank you.
Welcome Pot Restaurant, serving the traditional, authentic, freshly prepared Jamaican Caribbean dishes of the highest quality. We are located at 4051 Stone Mountain Highway, Suite E 108 in Lilburn, Georgia. Our hours are Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Thursdays to Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Order online at winnershotpot.com. Also available on DoorDash and Grubhub. Contact us at 770-676-9484. Looking forward to serving you at Winners Hot Pot Restaurant beside Burlington Stone Mountain Highway, Lilburn, Georgia.
I'm Dead, Now What? I'm Dead, Now What is a must-read that chronicles the experience of laying a loved one to rest in Jamaica. I'm Dead, Now What is a true life experience of the ups and downs of coordinating a funeral. It tells of the drama, the stress, money worries, and all the unexpected that rises when a person dies. I'm Dead Now What is a great combination of storytelling and advice. It is humorous, witty, and helpful. Get your copy of I'm Dead Now What today at Amazon.com, CreateSpace.com, and www.IamDeadNowWhat.com. Join the author, Wayne Hall, as he navigates the inevitable aspect of life. I'm Dead Now What is also available on Kindle and in French.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again for being a part of the Wayne Hall Show this evening. Let me welcome Beeto Music Man, and we got Papa Beeto at 9:30 for a great showcase. Ladies and gentlemen, come check out his music. And yes, you can start doing your homework by looking up Papa Beeto. Again, a good big welcome to Upton Williams Sr., Mr. Roy Rayan, Michelle Hanniford Hall. Hello, First Lady. George Prophet. Bless up, George Prophet. All right. Want to say welcome as well to, let's see, China Nicole. Welcome, my dear, and Maxine Lyons. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. If you've shared the feed, we appreciate you. Let me tell you a little bit about my guest. All right. My guest, Dr. D. Terence Foster, is board certified in physical medicine and rehabilitation as well as pain medicine. He's a best-selling author and the author or co-author of several scientific articles. His books include The Stress Book, which we're going to feature tonight, 40 Plus, Ways to Manage Stress and Enjoy Your Life, Foster's Opioid Addiction Classification Status Guide, and the Opioid Epidemic, Consumers and Healthcare Guide. He also previously hosted a radio show called The Doctor Show. Dr. Foster is a public speaker, stress and pain management consultant, and rehabilitation medicine consultant. He's also a member of several medical associations. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you tonight the man on your screen, none other than Dr. D. Terence Foster. Good evening and welcome, sir.
Good evening, Wayne. How are you, sir?
Doing very well. How about yourself?
I am well. I give thanks for that.
Yes, it's good. It's good to be well in this day and age. So good to know. Good to know. Welcome, man. It's a pleasure to have you on the platform.
Absolutely.
I'm very excited to talk about, your newest book. But, we realize from your bio there that you're a man who wears many hats as well. So
maybe that's why I'm bald.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so now I know the hat served a purpose. There was a function of that hat, huh? All right. But Dr. Foster, man, it's good to have you. And I know that along with being an author and in the medical field, a medical practitioner, you're also very involved in your community. You were recently talking about the Rep Your Parish and the stuff you're doing down there. So thank you for everything you do, my brother.
You're welcome.
All right. But we're going to focus tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on the newest publication. And I say the newest publication because we got a lot of information from your work on the opioid issues that faced us, not so much in the news anymore now, but still pretty much there. just from your research and writings on the opioid crisis. And so that was great. But now I see in the background over your left shoulder the Stress book by best-selling author D. Terence Foster. Now, please, sir, tell us about this project. I mean, what inspired the Stress book?
Okay, so Wayne, this book idea began in late 2020. And at about that time, I was doing a number of YouTube videos. And I did one about stress. And it was so well received that I figured, you know what? How about doing a video about, not another video, but how about doing a book about stress management? And I decided to jump in and start writing the book, which I started about in late 2020, about November. Most of the work was completed by about February or March of 2021. That's essentially the idea, just the pandemic and trying to lend a helping hand to so many people who are struggling and still are.
Wow. So you said you did a YouTube video on
coronaviruses.
Okay. And the response made you realize
the response to the stress video about stress was more overwhelming in the sense that there were more people reaching out to me, contacting me, asking me about stress. And I said, well, if so many people are asking about stress, why not have something that they could hold on to? How about a book? And of course, that's when the idea emerged. And I decided, you know, a book is something that I'm going to write and make it available so that somebody could have it as a reference. Now, although the book itself is not about the coronavirus, it's a book that is very comprehensive for the everyday people. So it's a book which deals with the management of stress and, more importantly, the prevention of stress. Because a lot of time what happened, Wayne, is that so many people get so caught up in trying to manage stress, while the greater benefit is how do you prevent yourself from getting into a stressful situation or getting into distress. That's the thing that a lot of people don't realize, that if they can prevent stress, then they're way, way ahead of the game, as opposed to trying to, okay, we're going to manage stress. You find somebody, me, for example, find out, okay, I know I'm going to lose my house, I'm going to lose my car, and I'm in financial ruin. Well, how did that start? There has to be a point where people can realize that whatever it is, it doesn't have to be financial. It could be personal issues. It could be issues that relate to their relationship with others. For example, some people have difficulty saying no when they just keep on saying yes and adding more to the workload that they have. Mm-hmm. These are things that add to stress. How do you prevent these things? And if you can prevent stress, you're going to be way ahead in terms of helping yourself to have a better and a more stressful life. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that you're going to be stress-free.
Exactly. Because, you know, it's not like stress is this thing that is just waiting out there and you're just going to walk by it and it's going to follow you, you know. It has so many different forms. Stress in itself can relate to personal issues, workplace issues, even commuting can be stress.
Yeah, you get on the highway and then somebody there is just doing something that makes you feel, oh my gosh, now they're stressing me out. But stress, another thing to point out, Wayne, and most people know this, but stress is not necessarily a bad thing. There's a state of, you know, stress can be categorized into three broad categories. When there's calmness, and then there's eustress and distress. Now, calmness is that state where you feel, oh man, nothing in the world bothers me. That is not necessarily a good state unless you're relaxing and you're in a state of calmness. You need to be, neither is the extreme end of that where in distress is that a good thing. So you need to have at least some stress in your life. For example, if you're studying for an exam, that's a good level of stress, because guess what? You are motivated to do something to pass that exam. Right. Or if you have a job and you get a promotion, you're in that job and you're looking forward to do well so that you could advance. That's a good stress. Now, if you're at the other end where your life is in shambles and everything around you is crumbling, then that, of course, is not a good state. So how do you prevent that? And, you know, understanding the concept that stress in of itself is not a bad thing. We all need some level of stress to motivate us, to drive us, to put us at a greater level where we could succeed, because without stress, you cannot succeed. But if you have too much stress, you're going to fail. If you have stress is beyond where you could manage, then you'll ultimately fail as well.
I've said in the past, stress to life is like conflict to a plot. If you're going to create a plot for a best-selling movie or book, you got to create some conflict. We're going to see how some rival forces come together to, and that's kind of how life is.
Well, that's it. Life is not, if you're partly the busier you are, the more successful you are, the more productive you are, you will have many facets of your life that are occurring at the same time. And so any one of these or all of these can be stressful. You may have kids. You may have a problem with your spouse, problem with your family, problem with your neighbors, problem with somebody you're in some business relationship. And all of these things have to be addressed sometimes simultaneously. Or no, what you got to do is put them in order. What is more important? Which one is going to really cause you to be up at night, as opposed to, okay, I could deal with this. But, there's a thing that I created when I was doing this that is called stress. It's an acronym for stress.
Yes, let's hear it.
Okay, so here's how this works out. If you're going through stress, one of the first things that you need to do is to identify the reason why you're stressed. Yes. So that's S, right? And then the next thing you want to know, how long do you have to resolve this problem that's causing you to be stressed, right? And what comes after T? Reason. Why are you stressed? There's a lot of people who are stressed over things that not that they shouldn't be stressed about it, but are they stressing about it at the right time? Or what time should they allow more time? For example, let's say you have a court case that is coming up in a year. Do you have to spend all your time now worrying about that case? Now, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do anything about that case, but you should have a sense of what time frame you have to resolve the factors that is causing the stress. Okay, so that's the thing. And the reason, of course, why are you stressed? You could be stressed because let's say you're owing your landlord rent. Now, are you worried that they're going to kick you out of your house? Is that the reason? Maybe when you talk to your landlord, you may say, you know what? I'm having a good month today. You could stay in my house.
Exactly.
So, sometimes the reason why we're stressed is because, it's so important to understand that, because we're always stressing about things that sometimes we have no control over, sometimes things that can be made better if we just know the underlying fact. So that's hard. And then when you look, you also have to consider all the stress. Is any of those stress an emergency? And that's where E comes in. So, and once you can identify your stress, you got to put them in order of priority. Know what is important. So if you have stress where, let's say, okay, you got to go fix your car brake as opposed to, clean your house, because your house may be dirt, which is more important, and so you got to learn to figure out which stress is important, put them in order of priority. That will definitely help. And then, of course, the next is S, solutions. Now, if you can identify your stressor, understand the time factor, understand the reason why you're stressed and which one is important, then the next thing you got to look for is solutions. What are the solutions that are important? Because a lot of time people have stress and they got to figure out, okay, should I call up let's say I'm owing a bunch of money. Should I call up my friend Wayne and say, Wayne, I need some money.
Right.
bail me out.
Exactly.
So you got to find solution. Who are the people that can help you? So you find solution, and then S is the source. What are your source? Who are your support? What are the support? What support do you have? Can you talk to your pastor? Can you talk to a counselor? Can you talk to, and stress and rather support and solution tied very closely together. So there is an acronym for stress, but good. One of the main thing that so many people don't realize is the importance of prevention in stress. It's so, so important.
Good. Well, Dr. D. Terence Foster is who we're talking to, ladies and gentlemen, author of the best-selling stress book, the stress book. And here he is kind of giving us what we're in for when we purchase the book. So tell us a little bit about how we can get our hands on a copy of this book.
Right. This book is basically, it's been released now just for about a month. Mm-hmm. And you may not find it in any bookstore, but it's every bookstore have access to it. So you could buy it Barnes and Noble or any one of those. They may not have it stocked on the shelf as yet. You could buy it, of course, from Amazon. Almost all the different format will be in Amazon. We're about to release the audio video version probably late this week or early next week. So that has come out. So it will be in the form of Kindle or ebook. It will be in the form of paperback, hardcover, and audiobook. And it will be pretty much wherever books are sold. You'll be able to either order a copy or get a copy there.
Sounds like getting the book is pretty stress-free, Dr. Foster.
That's the idea. Absolutely. You gotta keep it stress-free, Wayne. You have to.
Sorry, I had to go there. Couldn't help it.
No, that was weird.
If ever getting a book was stress-free, it's the stress book, ladies and gentlemen.
We make it very simple and make it very easy. But one of the things, Wayne, this book, has, it's called the Stress Book, 40 Plus Ways to Manage Stress and Enjoy Your Life. And, it has so many things in there. Even though I said 40, it's probably close to 50 different ways where you could manage stress and enjoy your life. And it helps people who are struggling with, stressful job, toxic relationship, difficulty making decisions, making intentional decisions, I should say, difficulty with everyday issues of life, and numerous challenging situations are dealt with in the book, where people could use those and learn from them and use them as a roadmap for improving their life. In fact, if I should quote one of the person who reviewed the book before it was published, said this book is like a reference book of how to prevent stress. Now, you may not be involved in a toxic relationship. You may not be involved in a stressful job, but you will have something in that book. Maybe it's about protecting your asset. Maybe it's about a little bit about law. Maybe you're a caregiver. It's so many things are covered in this book. So it gives people an idea of what to do. Now, of course, it doesn't answer all the questions that they will have, but at least it will let them start thinking about, wait a second, I do have some control. I do have the option of making things better, as opposed to just sitting down and said, you know what, my world is coming to an end and I can't do anything. They will find that they could find something in that book that will be of value to them, that will make their life better. If they're willing to open their mind and their heart, they'll find that there's a lot there that will be very helpful.
Right. I'm not sure, Dr. Foster, how what your response might be to this, but in your work, how did the COVID impact on society at large? Affect stress in general? What was there anything unique about it? Was there an outreach of a different magnitude? I imagine it may well be.
I think the COVID is what we call in science is a moving target, and so many affecting so many people across every strata, across every life. And when it started initially, so many people would say, well, this doesn't concern me. But now we're at the point where we know somebody or our own relatives are being affected by it adversely, where in some instances, they're not only getting sick, in some cases, they're dying. Now, the impact of COVID is multifactorial, meaning that it affects people's health, it affects their wealth, it affects their health, and it affects their mental status or their emotion and their psyche, if you will. So they're looking and they're sitting back and they said, okay, well, there's this disease going on. Now I can't get out. There's a time when you were in lockdown. I can't, I lost my significant others or my relatives. I can't go to the funeral because there's a limit on how many people could go. I can't visit them in the hospital when they're dying. I can't really have a closure or an appropriate closure. So when you look at all these multifactorial events, you're looking at your emotion, you're looking at your money, you're looking at relationship, you're looking at how do you console others. All these factors are affected. And then added to that, it seemed like there is no definitive end. You can't say, well, it's going to end in a year or 6 months. We hope that it ends fairly quickly, but we're looking at something that is a moving target in terms of treatment, moving target in terms of when it's going to end, moving target in terms of how it's affect all of us,
Right.
And then, of course, you add into that the political and the religious layer that makes it even more complicated. So it is a perfect setup for elevation of stress in all levels, because so many people now, they're stressed because of all these multifactorial effects that it's having on so many people, and not just so many people, just about everyone. Unless you're somewhere out in the woods and decide, you know what, I'm not coming back. And if you're doing that, then of course COVID is sending you into the woods. So that in of itself is not a good thing either. So it has definitely devastating effect, and people are trying to resolve it and trying to find ways to resolve it. But I think we're turning the corner, it appears.
Okay.
But we've been to that corner before, or to a corner before, and we're still seem like we're going around another corner. So you get around one corner, and then seem like another corner emerge. But we all have to just work with it. I mean, I think the leaders, political, and I think they mean well, even though sometimes they get it wrong. And we all have to know that they're getting it wrong, not because they're doing something wrong, but because they're dealing with a moving target.
Yeah.
Moving target in terms of treatment, in terms of how the virus spreads, in terms of the impact it has on people who are affected. So it's a very, very difficult situation to deal with.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Dr. D. Terence Foster about his book, The Stress Book, and we were just tapping into some of the areas that create stress, and COVID, as by no means,
Yes.
is by no means one of the least forms of stress. Things were happening pretty good for a lot of people, and then it suddenly went bad. And
Yes.
it's good to have a go-to that can help you through this. Dr. Foster, you're going to have to get all the airlines on board with this book. There's an uptick of stressful situations on airlines, lots of anxieties and pent-up emotions on airlines. So please make sure when the people go to the airport,
they could get one of these books. Absolutely. And it's in almost every industry. I mean, one of the things is like there's shortage, particularly of course, the well-known fact, of course, is in healthcare industry where this staff are overworked. A lot of places, not just business, but in the medical profession, there's a shortage of employees. Yeah. So there's that big shortage of personnel to go around. Therefore, the few that remain were dedicated, they're overworked, they're tired, they're exhausted, both physically and emotionally. So we're looking at a situation where it's just really, really difficult for everyone.
Yes, and I see Michelle says she has a stressful job in the chat. Someone has a question regarding opioid addiction situation.
Sure.
How can we reach you with questions, or if we want to know more, Dr. D?
Okay, I have a website which you may be able to see on the website, but it's dterencefoster.com. And make sure you spell that. That's dterence, Terence, Foster.com. And if you go to dterencefoster.com, you will have an access to an email there. You could email me, and you'll also see information there about my practice, because my personal website also links to my medical practice.
All right, man. I think we've touched on a lot here. Anxieties, and just staying calm and enjoying, life is such a challenge. You have life, you appreciate life, but you can't turn a blind eye to the stuff that affects us. Someone is saying to type it into the chat. All right, I'll go ahead and multitask right here, ladies and gentlemen, if I may. I'm gonna ask Dr. Foster to repeat it for me. Wait one moment. Wait one moment. Let me pull up my own feed here. I'm not on there. And I'm gonna type it in for the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And Violet White says, drop it in the chat, please. We're going to do that any moment now. Of course, the day I decide to do that, it's the longest it ever takes to open up. Okay, so tell me again, it's D.
So the website is dterencefoster.com. And the email is info@dterencefoster.com.
dterencefoster.com. And the email again is?
It's info
at
dterencefoster.com.
At DTERRENCE Foster.com. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, in the feed. Okay.
If you remember my name, you'll remember my website and you'll remember the email.
Okay. All right. There it is, Violet White. All right.
Trying to make it stress-free, Wayne.
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. Indeed, we will. Dr. D. Terence Foster, thank you so much for your time this evening, and thanks for putting in the work, man, that will help us, prevent us from doing all the work. And again, ladies and gentlemen, the book is available. Just repeat before you go.
Available where books are sold. If you go to my website, you also get a link that will go straight to, you could get it on Amazon, you get Barnes & Noble, those are the major places you could get it. But wherever books are sold, you could find the book. You could go straight to Amazon if that's your preference. And if you type in my name or the stress book, the book should come up among with my other books as well. So just follow the link on my website, dterencefoster.com. You'll see a list of books that I've written there. And you could go straight from there and tap into or linked into Amazon. Or as I said, you could go straight or directly to Amazon and be able to purchase the book. And you shouldn't have any difficulty at all if you order it from any other bookstore as well.
That's right. And so, Dr. D. Terence Foster, if we want to follow you and rep a parish, what parish is that?
My parish is St. Thomas. And while you mention that, let me just remind those who are living in Atlanta or from St. Thomas, make sure you contact the Atlanta Jamaica Association. That's the Atlanta Jamaican Association.org, and let them know you're from St. Thomas. We wish all the other parishes well, but just tell them that you're from St. Thomas and you want to be a part of the St. Thomas team. There are other places, you could also go to the other places as well, but we are short on people who are representing St. Thomas. So we're looking for people. I think it's just me and my wife, and I think Janice, your Janice O'Shea is also a part of St. Thomas. So we're looking for more people to create a project that we could really be proud of, because right now we don't want to finish at the end. I don't like being at the end of anything. I like,
Okay. All right.
St. Thomas has to be right up there. So let's do it. Let it be known that Repi Parish for St. Thomas is coming. And there are 13 other parishes, and they also are part of it. So you could contact them if you want to be a part of supporting them as well. But my main focus tonight is St. Thomas.
Okay, good. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, flat out of time, but you know what? It was a great conversation about stress and how to counter stress from the expert himself, Dr. D. Terence Foster, author of the stress book, 40 plus ways to manage stress and enjoy your life. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Wayne. It's always a pleasure being on with you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of the evening.
Thank you.
All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. D. Terence Foster, hot on the box, talking about stress. And boy, do we need that. I want to shout out, we got to shout out some folks here. Let's see. We have Beeto Music Man, Maxine, Reverend Maxine Osborne Foster. Good evening to you. Come join we. St. Catherine all the way. St. Catherine. I didn't say that to Dr. D. Terence Foster. I wait until him gone. St. Catherine all the way. DJ Beast, good to see you, man. Welcome. Beeto Music Man. All right. We have Beeto at 9:30. Dr. Mercia Williams, good evening. How are you, Dr. Williams? Good to see you. Violet White, bless up. Good to see you. And everyone else in the feed, thank you so much for tuning in to the Wayne Hall Show. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a quick look at some upcoming events. All right. There are some upcoming events. George Prophet says Portland all the way. All right. Well, guess what? There's a great opportunity for my friends in the ATL to go rep your parish in the park this Saturday. And we're gonna get into that and more right now, right here on the Wayne Hall Show. So let me share a quick message with you though. If you're feeling fatigued, if you have low energy, low libido, or if you're having issues with high blood pressure, inflammation, or high cholesterol, MR Wellness can assist you in restoring your health and help you live a healthier lifestyle. Ask about their sea moss gel, which has 100% wild crafted seaweed that includes sea moss specifically, one of the best plant sources for omega 3 acids. These are critical for a healthy heart, lowering the risk of heart disease, blood clots, high cholesterol, and high blood pressure. Their custom blended herbal teas are the bomb. You got to check them out. Call MRW Wellness at 888-478-3288 or visit their website, mrwellness.com. They're also on Instagram and Facebook at MRW Wellness. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to trot on over to my flyers here, and we're going to remind you that you can still dine and dance at Spicy Hill every Friday, all right, with DJ Lenky. That's right, dinner until 11 p.m. All right, dance until 1. Okay, all right. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you a couple events happening this weekend. Seizure recognition and first aid certification. And we're about to talk to Dr. Rakale Quarrels and a Dr. And Miss Natalie Beavers shortly about these events and more, because it's Epilepsy Awareness Month all month long. So there on your screen, seizure recognition and first aid, November 6th at 9:30 a.m. And you can register at bit.ly/3LHRJFC. There it is on your screen. Check it out. All right. And you have some great hosts of this event, Dr. Rakale Quarrels, Associate Professor from Morehouse School of Medicine, and Dr. Fariba Farvidash, neurologist at Piedmont Healthcare. It's a little small on my screen. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And so check that out. Also happening is this event. It's the Angels of Epilepsy, and they're having their 13th annual awareness celebration on Saturday, November 6th, 6 to 9 p.m. And, there'll be information, food, and gifts. And this takes place in Smyrna, Georgia. So you're going to hear more about that. But if you want to, you go ahead of that. It's angelsofelepsy.org. That's angelsofelepsy.org. All right. Also happening this weekend. There it is. Big up your parish in the park. All my ATL friends, make sure you go and rep your parish this Saturday, November 6th, starting 2 p.m. until 7 p.m. at the Wade Walker Park, which is located at 5585 Rockbridge Road in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And we will be, and I said we will be at Pavilion 1. All my St. Catherine people, wanna come make a big up St. Catherine. All right, come represent your parish this Saturday, Wade Walker Park, 2 to 7. All right, also happening. So the Diaspora Awards, ladies and gentlemen, is taking place, and that is Sunday. I know I had it written down. Of course, it's gonna dodge me now. Sunday, November 7th at 4 p.m. And look at some of the nominations. Our own Dr. Ivan Smith in healthcare. There's Xavier Murphy in media, and a host of others being recognized. Brianna Williams for youth leadership, the track and field star. And this again is Sunday, taking place. It's a virtual event, and it will be the Diaspora Awards, Sunday, November 7th at 4 p.m. Lots more to come. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, here goes a conference that's coming up. You can save the date for this one. All right. It's Caribbean Multinational Business Conference, Economic Disparities in Global Development, Charting a Path Forward. And this is on, again, this takes place on November 12th to 13th. Registration has already started. You can register on Eventbrite. There's sponsorship opportunities as well. That looks like a good one. All right, up next, we're going to tell you about the Hall of Fame under the distinguished patronage of Oliver Mayer, our Consul General to Jamaica for the Southeast. On November 13th at 7:30 p.m., they're going to have a Hall of Fame inductee ceremony. And on your screen, you see Atlanta's nominee there, Mr. Tony Gray, a former AJA president. All right. It's going to be hosted by Dervin Malcolm and Faye Ellington. And ladies and gentlemen, you can be a part of this online, I believe. All right. Now, continuing, we had Mr. Roy Wren in the feed earlier, and I want to tell you about his virtual treat. That's going to take place Sunday, November 14th, 5 p.m. Jamaica time, 6 p.m. USA Eastern time. And Lord have mercy, they're going to have a great show. I see Nazelman, Roy Wren, Dwight Richardson, Jodian, Dean Fraser, Grub Cooper, and what's that? Butter case? Make your contribution to Zelle. There it is on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, 404-642-0339. There's Cash App and NCB at Duke Street, PayPal as well. You can watch it via Zoom and YouTube. So it's the Roy Wren annual Christmas treat. This has been going on for many years. And Roy Wren will be on next week, ladies and gentlemen, to tell us more about this event. So there you have it. Quite a few things happening, ladies and gentlemen, in the ATL that affects us or within the diaspora that you should be interested in trying to see. These are all posted on at the Wayne Hall Show page or my personal page. So if you missed a flyer, you can either come back and look or you can go to my page online and look out for it. All right? Thank you, thank you. I've taken much longer time than I should. Boy, that was a lot of events, but I'm sure my guests won't mind considering that their events were mentioned too. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm going to go over to my guests of the hour and say good evening and welcome to Miss Natalie Beavers and Dr. Rakale Quarrels. And please correct me if I've said a name incorrectly. Okay? Ms. Quarrels, please unmute your mic so we can hear you. Natalie, good evening and welcome.
Thank you so much. How are you, Mr. Hall?
I'm doing well, thank you. Doing great, doing great.
Great. Thank you for having me.
And Dr. Quarrels, can you... There you go. Good evening and welcome.
Having some problems. Good evening. Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're very welcome. And Natalie, you're the founder of Angels of Epilepsy.
Yes, that's correct.
In lieu of time, just tell us real quick about Angels of Epilepsy and your affiliation and why we're here tonight. It's Epilepsy Awareness Month. Yeah.
Yes. I started Angels of Epilepsy right before my final brain surgery. I've been living with epilepsy for almost 40 years now. And I started the organization. I came up with the idea because I met so many people visiting the...
Okay, I lost your sound temporarily, but I think you're back.
Okay.
Yes, there you are. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did a lot of testing and spent a lot of time in the hospital before my brain surgeries. And I met a lot of epilepsy survivors and families. And that's how I came up with the idea to start an organization to help many, epilepsy survivors and families and caregivers in the community. And right before my final brain surgery in 2008, right before President Barack Obama became president, I started the organization Angels of Epilepsy. And we're getting ready to celebrate our 13th anniversary this month in November, which is Epilepsy Awareness Month. So we're so happy for that. So we've been going on strong. We have helped so many epilepsy survivors and families, not just in the state of Georgia, but in other states and some in other countries as well.
Yes, and while I have you talking, I just brought up the Angels of Epilepsy event. Tell us about that real quick. On the
Yes,
13th, they're seeing the flyer. The audience is seeing the flyer.
yes, it's actually on November the 6th, this coming up Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's from 6 to 9 p.m. in Smyrna, Georgia, at the Smyrna Community Center. And it's, again, we're celebrating Epilepsy Awareness Month, but it's also our awareness celebration. And we will have, epilepsy resources and information as well. It's also where the epilepsy community can get together as well, to meet and greet, and also just to get to know each other, share stories. We will have guest speakers. We will have some entertainment. And you will also just hear a lot of people in the epilepsy community share their stories and hear some outreach as well in the community.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you so much for that. I would like to go on over and welcome to the conversation again, uh, Dr. Quarrels, and Dr. Quarrels, Associate Professor at Morehouse School of Medicine. All right. And also the lead researcher for epilepsy at the School of Medicine, Morehouse School of Medicine. I'm going by memory. I don't have time to go pull up all this stuff, but
You have a good memory.
good. So do tell us about your connection with epilepsy. And I know you are also spearheading an event this weekend. So yes, let's get into all that.
Okay, so I began doing epilepsy research in, I believe, 2014. And in doing the research, what I recognized is that I needed to make sure that I was surrounded and guided by people who know this disease, this condition better than anyone. And that's people who either have epilepsy or have a family member and have been supporting someone with epilepsy, as well as people who treat people with epilepsy. And so I started, or we started, the team started the Epilepsy Community Advisory Board.
Okay.
In order to help with the research that we were doing, to guide us to make sure that what we thought would be the best route and how to handle it was actually best for the people who we were trying to serve. And so we started the Epilepsy Community Advisory Board to help with the research. And then the research that we were doing was to look at addressing depression in Blacks who have epilepsy. So we know that people who have epilepsy, the most common psychiatric comorbidity is depression.
Wow. Okay. Didn't
It's
know that.
really, really high, up to 1 in 2 have depression.
Okay.
1 out of 2 people, that's a lot of people. But epilepsy is a very challenging condition. And so
Right.
it's really quite understandable. And so what's important is that we look at how do we help people to deal with that depression while living with epilepsy. And so that's what the research was focused on, a distance delivered program that's delivered by phone over 8 weeks to address depression in people with epilepsy, teaching them mental health skills to reduce their depression. And so that's the research that I was doing, working with the Epilepsy Community Advisory Board. Although our research study is over, the Epilepsy Community Advisory Board, we decided our work wasn't over. The grant may be over, the research may be finished, but the work is not done.
Wow. And so you're having an event this weekend as well. Let me
Yes,
put
sir.
that on the screen for
Thank
my
you.
viewers to see while we're talking about it. Seizure flyer. There we go. All right. So it's seizure recognition and first aid certification. Tell us about this.
Yes. So just to put it in context, so you know how you have CPR certification, right?
Yes.
First aid CPR certification, same kind of thing, but for epilepsy. What we want to do is we want people to become aware of what it looks like for someone to have a seizure. And so the seizure recognition, first aid certification training allows people to be certified in seizure first aid. So not only will you know what a seizure looks like, you also know how to respond to it and how to help someone who's having a seizure. Most people, when they think of seizures, they think of just what we call grand mal or tonic-clonic seizures, where someone is jerking and convulsing on the floor, not realizing that there are other types of seizures that exist, from staring to picking and just not being aware of what's going on. And so wanting to raise awareness about seizures, and then how do you handle and how do you respond when someone has a seizure in your presence, in order to be helpful to them and possibly save their lives, depending on what is going on.
Very valuable information. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Miss Natalie Beavers and Dr. Quarrels here, and they're both very knowledgeable about epilepsy and seizures. And that's what we're talking about, because this is Epilepsy Awareness Month, November, all month long. And there are events, as I just showed on the screen, a couple of things there. You know, as someone who works in a special education environment, I've seen a fair share of seizures and concerns about seizures. And, you know, you talk about depression in the persons who suffer from epilepsy, but let me tell you, it's not the easiest thing to know that any minute that child or a couple children next to you can just, have a seizure like that. And no matter how many drills you do, how much you go over those steps, when it's happening, it's not a pretty sight.
It's scary.
It's
it
not a
is.
pretty sight.
It's a scary thing to witness. But if you know what to do, then you're in a better position than just being scared and not knowing what to do and not being able to help the person.
Good. Now, Miss Natalie Beavers, tell us how anyone listening who wants to be affiliated or just simply show some love to the Angels of Epilepsy, tell them how they can do so.
Yes, we have so many people, battling with epilepsy. They can go to our website, at angelsofepilepsy.org. We're right here in Atlanta, Georgia, but we also affiliate with many people out of state, and also in other countries. And going back to what you just said, I'm 44 years old. I've been battling with epilepsy for almost 40 years. And I share my story because it is a must that we do that, because it's kind of an invisible illness.
Yes.
And anyone at any time, people can look at me and say, oh, she's so cute, she's this, that, and the other, but I can just fall down and have a convulsion. And people say, what's wrong with her? Why is she on drugs? No, I have epilepsy.
Right.
So that's why it's important for people to share their story, because you don't know if that person has a disability. So So that's why, I'm not ashamed to share my story. I've appeared on TV. I'm getting ready to do a biography. People are trying to get me to do movies, all kinds of things, to share
that's right.
story, because, hey, you have to show, exactly, what you're here for. So that's what we have to do. But my organization, we also have an advocacy program, because we want more epilepsy survivors to share their story and to not be ashamed. So that's why we also have an advocacy program as well, to, uplift them and to have them to not be ashamed or afraid to share their story. So all the information is on our website at angelsofepilepsy.org. And we're not only just here for the epilepsy survivors, but we're also here to support the caregivers and families as well.
Awesome. Yes, go ahead.
So I think that what I would love for your listeners to walk away knowing is that anybody with a brain can have a seizure.
Yes.
And what we know is that it's probably more common than people think. 1 in 26 people will will have a seizure and develop epilepsy. And so it's more common than you think. And so what we would want people to know is that it's out there. We want to dispel the myths around it. It's not a demon. It's not this spirit, or it's not contagious. And understand that it is a brain disorder that with treatment may be controlled, but people may continue to have seizures. And so wanting to be able to share their stories, what Natalie is mentioning is important, because most people who have epilepsy don't share their story because of the stigma that's associated.
Yeah. So I'll appeal to my audience too. Let's just be more open, ladies and gentlemen, about epilepsy and try to understand. And triggers are good to know. There are different causes for different people. Oh, you tell me that just a light flashing could trigger someone's seizures. I mean, when I learn of that, and just by clapping too loud, or a firecracker going off, and next thing you know, someone is convulsing. So, it's good to know all those things so that we can be more mindful of our neighbors in general situations, because boy, it's they survive. I've not, thank goodness. I don't think there's a crazy statistic out there that suggests people die from epilepsy during an attack.
Actually,
However,
yes,
you could tell me, you could enlighten me.
They
but
can die.
They can.
Yes.
But, it's so important that we understand that they can die.
Which is why you have to respond when someone is having. That's why you have to respond when someone is having a seizure, and why we're trying to get the education out there. Because if someone has a seizure and they don't come back to normal, seizures normally only take 30 seconds to maybe 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. So it's not that long. But if the seizure goes on beyond 5 minutes, then we're talking a medical emergency. If they keep having back-to-back seizures, then we're talking a medical emergency. So it's important for people to understand, if someone is having a seizure, one of the first things you want to do, look at your watch to see what time it started.
Yes.
To make sure that, is it lasting longer than 5 minutes? The other one, really important thing, we used to say way back, you put something in their mouth so that they don't swallow their tongue. No, your tongue is firmly attached to your mouth. It's not going to go down your throat. You never, ever want to put anything in someone's mouth who's having a seizure. That can be dangerous for them, and it can be dangerous for you.
Yes, if that mouth come down on that finger. So what kind of resources can you share with us, Dr. Quarrels, that we can either go to for reading, research, whatever, my audience, just so we can keep up with this stuff?
So epilepsy.com is a great resource. That is the Epilepsy Foundations of America's website. And they have videos about epilepsy. They have videos about seizures, about the different types of seizures. And so that is a one-stop shop. Natalie's website also has a lot of good information about epilepsy, what it is, that fact that it's a brain disorder that's characterized by unprovoked seizures. You can have a seizure related to other conditions. Children have febrile seizures. That's not epilepsy. Learning more about it. And so epilepsy.com as well as Angels of Epilepsy are two good websites to go to. And then the seizure first aid training that we're doing, that's actually was developed by Epilepsy Foundation of America. And you can, if you're not able to make our training on Saturday morning at 9:30, then they have other trainings that are listed on their website.
That's right. Thank you. See, I grew up around a sister that had seizures.
Really?
I didn't say that yet deliberately, but I'm listening, and fortunately for her, she got on medication that helped. She hasn't had an episode in a very long time. A very, very long time. So thank goodness. But the last time she had an episode was the long time she went, it hasn't happened in a while. Maybe I could ease off the medication. And boy, she went running back for it.
But that the missing your medication, that's the biggest trigger for having a seizure.
Yeah.
Is when you miss your medication.
Mm-hmm. So
and unfortunately, some people do that. They begin to think, well, maybe.
Right.
Unfortunately, some can, but others cannot.
Very well. So let me wrap up by pulling up these flyers again. Let's see. Let's start with seizure recognition and first aid, ladies and gentlemen. November 6th, 9:30 a.m. And please join. And so you can learn.
Online, it's virtual.
It's virtual. There you go. And you could register and to be a part of this great learning opportunity. And the next one is the 13th annual awareness celebration, Angels of Epilepsy, is taking place 6 to 9 p.m. And this is on Saturday as well, November 6th, and it's in Smyrna. Is there a physical address, Natalie?
They can register on our website, and they'll receive an email with the information, but it is at the Smyrna Community Center.
Awesome. All right. I want to say a very big thank you, ladies, for coming on and enlightening myself and my audience tonight about epilepsy. It's truly been a pleasure having you. And, be my guest anytime. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you
for
so
highlighting.
much.
You're very welcome. Have a great rest of the evening.
Thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, invaluable information about epilepsy. Just keep in mind it's Epilepsy Awareness Month, all month long. But you know what? Epilepsy awareness needs to be every day. So be sure to check out epilepsy.com and follow and, find these ladies and their organizations and learn how you can be more mindful and a better support to our friends and loved ones in the community. All right, we are just minutes away from the big showcase featuring the man himself, Papa Beeto. But before we do, let's take a quick break and come back.
I'm Dead, Now What? I'm Dead, Now What is a must-read that chronicles the experience of laying a loved one to rest in Jamaica. I'm Dead, Now What is a true life experience of the ups and downs of coordinating a funeral. It tells of the drama, the stress, money worries, and all the unexpected that rises when a person dies. I'm Dead, Now What is a great combination of storytelling and advice. It is humorous, witty, and helpful. Get your copy of I'm Dead, Now What today at Amazon.com, CreateSpace.com, and www.IamDeadNowWhat.com. Join the author, Wayne Hall, as he navigates the inevitable aspect of life. I'm Dead, Now What is also available on Kindle and in French.
Watch Cultural Shopping Connections on the Wayne Hall Show and Caribbean Live TV. Our Christmas episode will air November 14th at 7 p.m. You can also watch the show on Facebook Live, Instagram, or our YouTube channel. You can catch us at culturalshopandconnections.com. See you November 14th at 7 p.m.
Hi, my name is Jennifer A. Block. I am a mortgage broker and attorney at law for more than 21 years. My entire life has been dedicated to the real estate industry. So stop dreaming about buying that property. Let my ability to secure financing within as little as 11 days work for you. For that best rate, fast close financing option, call 1-800-466-0664. That's 1-800-466-0664. Or visit rapidmortgageloans.me. Visit rapidmortgageloans.me for your pre-approval and to request a quote for financing. Thank you.
Welcome to Winner's Hot Pot Restaurant, serving the traditional, authentic, freshly prepared Jamaican Caribbean dishes of the highest quality. We are located at 4051 Stone Mountain Highway, Suite E108 in Lilburn, Georgia. Our hours are Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Thursdays to Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Order online at winnershotpot.com. Also available on DoorDash and Grubhub. Contact us at 770-676-9484. Looking forward to serving you at Winner's Hot Pot Restaurant beside Burlington Stone Mountain Highway, Lilburn, Georgia. All right. If you're listening to me right now and you want to have lunch at Winner's Hot Pot Restaurant, just type in the chat, what date did the Wayne Hall show begin? On what date? What's my anniversary date? Yep, the month and the day the show started. That's all you need to type in. Type that in the chat or text it to me at 678-431-9390.
Wanna ready for some love?
Wanna ready for some love?
Wanna ready for some love? Papa Beeto, I gonna give you some love. Got so much love that I have to share. If I could sell my love, I'll be a millionaire. So much love that I have to share. If I could sell my love, I'll be a millionaire. I got love, dear love everywhere. Love just a bounce over the atmosphere. The amount of love me have, people say it's unfair. Me have it in a bungle and me have it in a pair. Me give away me love and me don't really care. And if it run out, me just drop it in spare. Give me some love. Wanna ready for some love? Papa Beeto, I gonna give you some love.
Hey, what we say? Hey.
So much love that I have to share. If I could
Greetings, presenter. Good to see you, Natalie Skyboy Fox. Welcome.
So much love that I have to share. If I could sell my love, I'll be a millionaire. I got love, dear love everywhere. Love just a bounce over the atmosphere. The amount of love me have, people say it's unfair. Me have it in a bungle and me have it in a pair. Me give away me love and me don't really care. And if it run out, me just drop it in spare. The amount of love me have is like a nightmare. Papa Beeto spread him love everywhere. So much love.
Welcome, Christine Rendell. Good to see you.
If I could sell my love, I'll be a millionaire. So much love that I have to share. If I could sell my love, I'll be a millionaire. Because the word is love, and me say God is love. And if you don't know God, then you don't know love. You can fall in love, you can stand in love. Give me the real love, unconditional love. But Marley, they tell you about one love. It's more to love than making love. We are on the wings of love. Papa Beeto, me say him full of love. So much love that I have to share. If I could sell my love, I'll be a millionaire. So much love that I have to share. If I could sell my love, I'll be a millionaire.
On the ready for Papa Beeto? Lord have mercy. Me say, if you're not ready for Papa Beeto, say yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be checking my phone shortly. Wow, Empress Bubbles, welcome, man. It's good to see you, Empress. Good to see you passing through. Good to have you. And on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, let me go on over here to Zoomland and say big up and welcome, Papa Beeto. You got to unmute, my brother. We want to hear every word you utter tonight. So unmute. You don't do it yet. Touch it again. Touch it again. All right? Make sure
Okay, come on. I didn't know that my finger was so light.
No comment.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, man.
Mr.
Good evening, Wayne, and respect for having me on this show, man. And big up everyone on the show, and the big boss Natalie, and go.
Yes, man. Good evening, Mr. Anderson, aka Papa Beeto. How you doing today, man?
I'm great. I'm great. Have health and strength and life.
That's right. That's right. So man is straight out of Kingston, ladies and gentlemen. He has always had a passion for music ever since he was little. He ended up doing his very first recording in 1984 with a song called Charlene Fighting. After recording his first song, he gained inspiration from this to make even more music. Then he went on to make another song that became a big hit entitled Gold Chain Money, which was nominated for several awards. After that, he had decided to team up with reggae singer Steve Knight, followed by more hit songs including Where the Money Day, Madman, Get the Grammy, The Girl Is Mine. These songs became very popular among the reggae genre of Jamaica. Papa Beeto, ladies and gentlemen, has shared the stage with major acts such as Dennis Brown, the Crown Prince of Reggae, the late notorious Biggs, Sanchez, and many more. Now he has resided in South Florida and he has made some well-known songs entitled Read the Bible, Thank You, Lord, Grandma, and more. In 2017, Papa Beeto had two number one songs on one of the biggest Jamaican radio stations, WAVS, which is to his credit. Those songs are Tell Them Come and the extremely popular, the one I just welcome him with, So Much Love. The video for So Much Love was released on September 30th, 2017, has been enjoyed greatly by fans all over the world. All right, Papa Beeto has traveled to places like Japan, New England, across America, and the Caribbean. And travels like these have been resourceful as they help him gain his oft-mentioned name. There is much more to come for Papa Beeto. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's here. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. He's shared the stage again with people like Richie Stevens, Ed Robinson, and, his current song, 2019, God Comes First, featuring Shauna, was then, at the time of this, #2 on the Florida charts. So this uprising reggae artist has tons in store, and we look forward to hear a whole lot more right here, right now. Papa Beeto, man, very exciting career, man. Where in
Yes,
Kingston?
man.
Where in Kingston are you from originally?
Well, I was born in Kingston 11, but I didn't grow up there. But I went back there like on holidays and stuff like that. I was just moved over to over in Bulbia area, East Rural St. Andrew, close to St. Thomas. Um, yeah. So I grew up out there.
Yes, awesome. All right. So Papa Beeto, the love for the music, where did that come from? Where that passion is driving from?
Well, I can tell you something. Why, from me born, why me just anywhere the music they just coming like a magnet and a steel, we just pair up together. Why all when me can't do it good like all the rest of artists them, me still hang on in it. And why even at a tender age, me get out of my mother house behind her back and gone to the dances, the parties, the
Right.
way the music. It is a magnet and steel thing,
Yes.
So it's like a relationship. So anywhere the music is, I want to be there. You understand me?
Yes. All right. Well, there you go. And so you've continued with that passion. How do you feel about the music business right now? Are you hopeful? Is it great? I mean, what's your take on music today, Papa Beeto?
Well, the only thing I can tell you, and I'm gonna say this without no apology. Too much of the artists them sound alike because today I was listening to some song and I couldn't identify the artist. I can't. Remember in the 90s and early 2000, when Elephant Man DJ, Elephant Man. When Red Dragon, when Peter Metro, when Bailey, when Papa San, and you name all those artists, when you hear them, everybody have a different style and you know them. Nowadays, everybody just sit in the lane with one pattern. If you think it's like, just listen to music like how we listen it. I'm telling you the honest truth, that's how the music going nowadays. This is why, I have on this blue representing the blue sky rhythm.
Right.
And let me tell you something. If you listen to Blue Sky Rhythm, every single artist sound different.
Mm.
Every single artist on that and Blue Sky Rhythms sound different. You can't identify them if you're following the artist. You can identify them. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
This is what I love.
Okay. Nice. So you're talking about the Blue Sky Rhythm. How about we take it back? That's what we're trying to do. Take back the quality of music. What we taking back? Tell us about that single.
All right, now let me tell you something. When I was voicing the dancehall story on the same rhythm, okay, no. So I was just vibing through the day and through the same month, like somebody was just telling somebody like, oh my God, say all them things that the man gave me, after so much years, the man take back the things them, I don't know why that person opened their mouth. So when my engineer Rowan hear me say, some man a give woman things and run to take it back, run where the boy go. They must say, oh my goodness. That rhythm, hey, anyway, you put that song on that rhythm, the song mash up the place, man. Which I'm telling it's reality. You understand? I've seen it.
Right.
You understand me? I've seen it. Woman give man things, and because relationship went sour, they take back their stuff. Because I get that instant and I'm mad, let me just put a little through here.
Yeah.
The woman suit him out and everything,
Yeah.
And on the street, the woman see him with another woman. And she made the man take off the shoes, and the pants, and say, me buy them things, embarrassing, man,
Take it back.
Take it back,
Lord of mercy.
So you see, I'm telling you something. We as these 90s artists, these early, late 80s, 90s artists, we always go for all those things, and we make the dance all nice, Because nowadays the man them a fire gun in a dance hall and them want to put foot over there, so and the lady foot over there. And sometimes I listen and I say, oh my goodness, and that's how we do this. We know a little of them little things that we want, but we never so deep.
That's right.
You understand me?
That's
Because
right.
all right, if you hear Yellow Man might do a little thing back in those days.
Yeah.
You know when.
Mm-hmm.
Him do it, but him a little bit discreet with it. Nowadays, it's not one person doing it. Like everybody following a trend, and you have like you listen, scholars, so you listen 20 songs for the day. 15 of them is NFAP, not fit for airplay,
Right. And I guess your point is taken in good stead, because there were the days when, even though some people were still outrageously raw, but there was a little discretion to the song, the way they would sing about it. And even adults would know, but like little kids could sing it innocently. No? Where the little kids sing? No, sir. But
no,
Papa
sir.
Beeto, make we listen to some music. Well said. Make we listen to Take It Back. Papa Beeto on the Sky Voice Records rhythm, the Blue Sky rhythm. Here we
Take
go.
back all of the things them when give. We are this hype wanna give woman things and run go take it back. Run away the boy cause him a idiot. So wanna give woman things and run go take it back. Run away the boy cause him a idiot. You don't want no idiot, man, no want no mama man. I watch where you spend and I watch where you name. No want no idiot, man, no want no mama man. Open the door of house where you come from. No want no idiot, man, no want no mama man. I watch where you spend and I watch where you name. Him buy you a car and him buy it 9 name. I advertise it down the corner and the lane. I run off him out like in name Mary Jane. Run the little boy cause him too insane. Everything happen and you get the blame. I cause your problem and I cause your pain. Make people all sit down for your name. Run away the boy with the little bird brain. Pack him up and put him on the morning train. So when I give woman things, I run, but take it back. So the man take back all of the things.
I'm loving the blue sky rhythm, Lord of mercy. Hear this, hear this. So who's the female in this, man? Who's the female voice? Who's on there with
Ask
you?
Kiba Sparks to do that for me. That exciting.
Okay.
Yeah, that exciting young artist out of Jamaica.
Run go take it back. Run away the boy cause him a idiot. You don't want no idiot, man, no want no mama, man. I watch where you spend and I watch where you name. No want no idiot, man, no want no mama, man. Open the door of house where you come from. No want no idiot, man, no want no mama, man. I watch where you spend and I watch where you name. No mama, man. No mama, man. Him buy you a car and him buy it 9 name. I advertise it down the corner and the lane. I run off him out like in name Mary Jane. Run the little boy cause he too insane. Everything happen and you get the blame. I cause your problem and I cause your pain. Make people all sit down for your name. Run away the boy with the little bird brain. Pack him up and put him on the morning train. No mama, man. So when I give woman things and run go take it back. Run away the boy cause him a idiot. So when I give woman things.
Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking live with Papa Beeto. And this one on the blue sky rhythm. But let me tell you about this blue sky rhythm, ladies and gentlemen. It's bad. And you hear what Beeto said? All the artists are recognizable. And let me tell you, I go and run a special on the blue sky rhythm next week on the show. Blue Sky to open up the Way Now show next week. You hear that? Blue Sky rhythm. I'm going to play all the tracks.
Sound good to me.
Mix them my own way. But you see, right now, it's all about Papa Beeto. So Beeto.
You see me, I'm a blue, you know, I represent the blue sky rhythm, you know.
Yeah, I represent the rhythm tonight, huh?
Yeah, man, you see me, I love it, man. I love it, man. You know, I love the blue sky rhythm, man. I'm going to tell you the honest truth. You know, at least you feel the rhythm by yourself, you know. So nobody force it in your head and say, tell me the truth, man, it sounds good. Force it to say that. You say it by yourself. And that's what I said. This is a tough rhythm, you know. This is an authentic blend that come over from the 90s to the 2000 type of style. You understand me?
That's right.
So, you know, I'm not going to knock any music nowadays because we all know that time changes. You understand me? Mm-hmm. You know, but, you know, me just ask everybody just, you know, get them style, you know, where, you know, you can be recognizable. And everybody has so you do the same thing. You understand me?
All right. Well, more from Sky Voice Records. Here we go. Dancehall Story. Hear me now?
Dancehall? They don't know nothing about the real dancehall. Listen the real dancehall story. All the locks up and listen. Bang diddly, bang diddly, bang diddly, bang diddly. This is my story.
Hey!
This is my song.
Sing it.
We just want the youth them know where the dancer come from. Back in the days when the dance used to run, King Tubby's a roti paton they were champion. Big bad about the real
it's Papa Beeto Dancehall
Story. Dancehall
Sky Voice Records style. Let's go. Pick up Maria Sang, Empress Bubble, Natalie Sky. Hey.
This is my story.
Hey.
This is my song. We just want the youth them know where the dancer come from.
DJ Red,
back in the days when the dance used to run, King Tubby's a roti paton they were champion. Big bad Jack Ruby from Buta Sentan. The Batman police was Joe William. When dance start to get nice pan the world time. A ranking Joe come with the bang bang diddly bang. Papa Roots and Nicodemus the little short man. Everybody round town them a sing Susie Wang. Jalova Brigadier control the highland. You see Rasta man and Rasta woman. Man a ride bicycle from Kingston to Clarendon. Oh we wanna take it Papa Brigadier the general. Start off with Charlie and Josie boom to number one. Happy old Josie will before him punching gate man. Shoot up 54 and Ranger start hot obsession. Gemini, we ring the horn well and stone. Don't make him in the body Britain. When they cut to one play, you see girls like Sangily Priest. Was the baddest gate man, Sky Juice a dance and used to hot obsession. This is my story. This is my song. about the real dance.
Whoa, Lord have mercy. The next person said, pull it up, go have to pay, you know. Beeto, oh my God. Hey.
This is my story.
This is like a musical lesson.
This is my song.
History lesson in music. Let's go. The teacher is Papa Beeto. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Wayne Hall Show. Let's go.
In the days when the dance used to run, King Tubby's a roti paton, they were champion. Big Bad Jack Ruby from Uta Sentan. The Batman police was Joe William. When dance start to get nice pan the world time. A ranking Joe come with the bang bang diddly bang. Papa Roots and Nicodemus, the little short man. Everybody round town, them a sing Susie Wang. Jalova Brigadier control the highland. You see Rasta man and Rasta woman. Man a ride bicycle from Kingston to Clarendon. Oh, we wanna take it, Papa Reggae, the general. Start off with Charlie and Josie, boom to number one. Happy old Josie will before
Hey, Empress, you better count me, you know.
before we just had hot obsession. Gemini, we ring a hand well stand stone. Don't make him in the the Britarrington. When they cut to one play, you see girls like Sandy Priest. Was the baddest gate man, Sky Juice a dance I used to hot obsession. This is my story.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is his story. This is his song, Papa Beeto. My goodness, boy, the energy high, party turn up.
Yeah, man.
Papa,
Back in the days when the dance used to run, King Tubby's a roti paton, they were champion. Big Bad Jack Ruby from Outer Sentan. The Batman police was Joe Williams. Then dance start to get nice pan the wild time. And Ranky Joe come with the bang bang diddly bang. Papa Roots and Nicodemus, the liquor short man. Everybody round town, them a sing Susie Wang. Shalom Brigadier control the island. You see Rasta man. Rasta woman, but I ride bicycle from Kingston to Clarendon. Oh, we want to take him up and bring in the general. Start off with Charlie and Josie, boom to number one. Coffee old Josie will be for him punching gate, man. Shoot a 54 and Rangers start hot obsession. Gemini, we ring around Welton. So love make him down at the Britarrington. When you cut one player, you see girls like Sangilly Priest. Was the baddest gate, man. Sky Juice a dance, I used to hot obsession. This is my story. Yeah, man. I forget about like a piece live, you know.
Oh, we thank you. So, how can we find and support Papa Beeto? Where are the
Well,
websites and the Facebook? and
Yes,
the
I am on Facebook.
Instagram?
I am on I'm on Instagram and I'm on Twitter. YouTube is there. You know what I mean. And this week we're celebrating the big release Friday morning and the Blue Sky Rhythm. The big release. You understand me? So you lucky you get it so early to play too. You understand me? Because this is I'm telling you, I love this rhythm. And if you can't rock to this rhythm, you are a dead person. I'm telling you the truth.
Get up and dance to this one.
I
It's a
am
good
telling
one.
you,
Big
every
shout out
song
to
on
Blue,
this rhythm
to
rock
the Blue
me.
Sky team. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Big up.
man. Yeah, man. Me well represent the Blue Sky, man. I'm happy over it. I'm love how the boss plan our thing and get out the Blue Sky, man. Yeah, man. As I predicted a couple of months ago, I said, Natalie, the attention gonna get to you. All attention gonna focus right on you because the promotion that you are doing is above promotion.
She goes beyond and above and beyond. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, man. Yeah,
All
man. She go
right.
above and beyond, man. If you see how she do business, that's a real general.
Good. So it's Beeto Music Man on Facebook. What is it on Instagram again?
Papa Beeto. It's Papa Beeto.
P-A,
What
1P,
happened-
right?
Yeah.
1P.
Papa P-A, yeah.
Papa
Yes.
Beeto, you get to pick the next song. I know you have too much to think about, but you have
Lord
10
have
seconds.
mercy.
Hurry up now, you know. You get to pick the next Papa Beeto song. Yes.
God come first.
God, I hope may have it. Lord have mercy. I hope
If
me
you
have
don't
that
have
one.
that, just feels so nice. Lord, me have so much of them in a made with me love. Fine feels so nice. Because
We love you, God.
God come first.
yeah, we have to bless the Blue Sky really.
Yes, we have to
With
bless
some
the blue
prayer.
sky. All right.
Yes,
So-
we have to bless the project. You know
all
what I
right.
mean?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Make prayer to God feet.
Yes. I have it, Natalie. I don't know why I'm panicking. God come
Yeah.
first. One of the ones I
Yes,
like to. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love you, God. We love you, God.
I love this song.
We love you, God. We love you, God. Beeto. You know me mother and me wife and me family, but God come first. We love me house and me car and me friend there, but God come first. We love me mother and me wife and me family, but God come first. We love me house and me car and me jewelry, but God come first. Tell me what you coulda do now without me God. Had the greatest friend that me ever have. When me wake up in the morning, me pray to God. And when me go into me bed, me just pray to God. And when me walk on the street, me just talk to God. The enemy them a come, me just talk. We love you, God.
We love you, God. Let's go. Gotta put God first, always.
We love you, God. We love you, God. We love you, God. We love you, God. Beeto. You know me mother and me wife and me family, but God come first. We love me house and me car and me friend there, but God come first. We love me mother and me wife and me family, but God come first. We love me house and me car and me jewelry, but God come first. Tell me what you coulda do now without me God. Had the greatest friend that me ever have. When me wake up in the morning, me pray to God. And when me go into me bed, me just pray to God. And when me walk on the street, me just talk to God. The enemy them a come, me just talk to God. The woman man a try trick me talk to God. The sidekick a try fool me talk to God. Bad mind them a come, me just talk to God. Cause I'm anointed, I'm not disappointed. Me talk about God and me get excited. To my God, you know how I'm dedicated. You love me mother and me wife and me family, but God come first. We love me house and me car and me friend there, but God come first. We love me mother and me wife and me family, but God come first. We love me house and me car and me jewelry, but God come first.
Happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, when Jesus was, oh when he
That's right. I want to say good night to Hype FM and Island Worldwide. Thank you. Don't forget to join us again next week, same time, same place. But the show continues right here on Facebook Live, reggaevibesradio.com, thewaynallshow.com, and on YouTube Live. Let's go, let's go. One more time. Somebody said pull up.
We love you, God.
Amen.
We love you, God. We love you, God. We love you, God. Beeto. You know me mother and me wife and me family, but God come first. We love me house and me car and me friend there, but God come first. We love me mother and me wife and me family, but God come first. We love me house and me car and me jewelry, but God come first. Tell me what you coulda do now without me God. Had the greatest friend that me ever have. When me wake up in the morning, me pray to God. And when me go into me bed, me just pray to God. And when me walk on the street, me just talk to God. The enemy them a come, me just talk to God. The woman man a try trick me talk to God. The sidekick a try fool me talk to God. Bad mind them a come, me just talk to God. Cause I'm anointed, I'm not disappointed. Me talk about God and me get excited. To my God, you know how I'm dedicated. You love me mother and me wife and me family, but God come first. We love me house and me car and me friend there, but God come first. We love me mother and me wife and me family, but God come first. We love me house and me car and me jewelry, but God come first.
happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, when Jesus was, oh when he was my sins away. Happy day, he told me how to watch and pray and live rejoice.
Is that Lady Tia? Pick up yourself, Lady Tia, saying one, Shauna.
Oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy
Oh my goodness. God come first. Oh, happy day. What's that? Two in one? Two for the price of one. Ladies and gentlemen, we're vibing with Papa Beeto live on the Wayne Hall Show. His first time. And boy, we're having such a great time right here
Yeah,
on the
man.
show.
Yeah,
Lots of
that
great
song.
music.
Yeah, man. That song bless up everyone who come on the live tonight. We're gonna have a happy week and a happy rest of Christmas and everything. Cause I don't come give praises, and we're not sure I'm gonna get better and better now. We'll bless it up more.
Every time. Every time.
Yeah,
Beeto,
man.
Beeto, what's your vibe? What's your energy to wrap up the conversation to the audience, to the universe? Maybe something I didn't ask, but I'm giving you the floor. What's your parting words, brother?
Live good,
Two
please.
words. Live good.
Yeah, live good. And you know, what I mean, I just have to say this to some people. If you're on Facebook and you don't like a person, instead of reporting them to Facebook, block them or unfriend them. Simple. Don't mess up another man's life. Just live good.
Live
That's
good.
all I can tell you. I mean, I have to big up everyone on the live who's there right now. I'm not seeing everyone, but you can help me. I know Christine is there. She's a next deep lady in music. And I know Empress Bubble is there. Always vibes Empress Bubble from a long time with our live. And my friend, Mr. Clearly, presenter. He might give any trouble. He might give any trouble.
No, him quietly. I say, whoa.
And I see George Prophet come on the line. Big up yourself, George Prophet.
No.
And I see Maria Sam was there. He's there, right?
Yeah, man.
You know? Yeah,
Althea Brown. We have Althea Brown,
Lady Tia,
Christine Rendell, Natalie's on, Opton Williams is on. Let me see who else we can tell you. Christine, George Prophet, one artist to another.
I say that. Yeah,
Maria Sang, Violet White, presenter clearly, Michelle Hall, Andrea Brown.
Yes, Andrea McNeach. Yes, man. And big up on yourself and thanks for the support. But listen, see the Blue Sky Rhythm?
Yes.
You see, just want to tell you now, support as much as you can support. You understand me? And trust me, go and buy the album So Much Love. And then you can buy the Blue Star and the Sky Vice Rhythm. You know what I mean? And we have to say big respect to Natalie. Big respect to Natalie, who I predicted is either going to get a Grammy or nominated for a Grammy with a song one day, or she going to be on the Billboard chart. Me predict it.
All
yes.
Right. Okay. All right, Papa Beeto, from a wide range coming at us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, if it's your first time to the Wayne Hall Show, please like and follow us. We do have great content and music. Our motto is where music meets information. So please like and follow. I say Sean Fruit. Is that Fruit? Yes, Sean Fruit is here.
Big them
just
up
joined us.
Yes,
all right.
Big up Sean Fruit.
Yes, Sean Fruit join us. All right. So I think we got everybody, And if you didn't hear your name, don't take it personal. Still live good. All right, Papa Beeto. I think we're going to go. Which one you had said? The party?
Anyway, if you want a party, go out, make a party. Because we have only one life, So we have to enjoy.
All right. So we're going to party out of here. All right.
Yeah.
That's right, Janice O'Shea. Welcome, Janice. Good to see you. Janice O'Shea says, simple as that, guest artist. Live good. The bad mind talk and drama doesn't help. And, I've had many artists on, but I've never said the floor is yours, and it only took them 2 words to make their point. You did it in 2 words. So, Papa Beeto, live good. Thank you. We're going to go to here, ladies and gentlemen, with another Papa Beeto big tune. This one called, don't leave yet, Papa Beeto. Party.
What brings? You say if you come at a party, you're lazy. At the wrong party, you come. You hear me? We are go dance until we see the sun. We are go dance. This your party can't done. We no want no lazy people now. They party. So you forget about moving at the party.
What we say? One more time. All the people that will live good. Prop. Let's
Yeah, man, just live good, man.
Until we see this
That's your next song here. Live good. You're gonna
Yes.
write that song tonight.
Yeah, man.
Like you write
We
that
no want no lazy people in the party.
Live good. That's how we wanna do. Just live good.
Watch me at girls them in at the party. Say you feel broke out and whining at the party. Party get hot, party get crazy. Don't come a party if you're lazy.
Mr. Brathwaite, welcome, Mr. Brathwaite, he says. Brap. Thank you, Dr. Foster. Thank you for coming on and sharing that with us.
Rock to the rhythm and get in the groove. Make me see you show me the latest move. Rock out and when you're not nothing for lose. Balance and we not blow no fuse. Party sell off all over. Party. We no want no lazy people in the party.
Hey,
So you
just stand up in that corner. Come on now. Hey.
Watch the hot girls them in the party.
Papa Beeto, if you ever see what go on outside of camera range inside my studio, see? Let me just say, me start look around if me have any dollar bills. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, man. I gonna tell you, come on. Everybody should see Papa Beeto in action.
Hey.
We are go dance until the morning come. We are go dance until we see the sun.
Well, Papa Beeto, I enjoyed the energy, my brother. It is.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you honest truth, you know, we're not going to talk over you, but let me just say this. I am feeding off our energy when Natalie give me, you know. And trust me, it just take me like this to write a song now and just getting our vibes. You know why? Because she's interesting to push me.
Okay, good.
And I feel the energy. So
Nice.
I'm pushing back out that energy, you know?
Nice.
Enough respect to her.
All right. Well, keep on doing great work, my brother. The vibe was right. The energy is great. We're looking to a lot more from Papa Beeto, and the message is positive. Like you said, live good. We can't take it any better. Thank you, my brother. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, sir.
We're going to finish rocking out of here to the party. In the meantime, you take care. And, you know, I know you'll be back, man. So walk good.
Thank you when we got a Grammy.
Even before.
Before. Dance until we see the sun. We are go dance. This your party can't done. We are go dance.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. What a great evening on the show tonight. I want to just say a big thank you to all my guests, all right? Starting with Anthony Turner. Oh, man, what was that? A great report or what out of New York City. All right. Then we had Dr. Terence Foster talking about stress. Yes, the stress book. Be sure to go get it. dterencefoster.com or send him an email at info@dterencefoster.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we are grateful for Miss Natalie Beavers and Dr. Rakale Quarrels, who both talked about epilepsy. Please keep in mind, it's Epilepsy Awareness Month for the month of November. Support the events we shared with you on their page this weekend. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, a big shout out to the man you just talked to, Papa Beeto, Natalie, Blue Sky, Lawrence, and the team. And a big thank you to everyone who listened on all the platforms, Reggae Vibes Radio and Clarke TV Network, the WayneHallShow.com, YouTube, and Facebook Live. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Godspeed. Don't forget, live and let love. The only way to start at the top is to dig a hole. Always look around for something great to encourage and be grateful. I'll be back next week. Same time, same blazing stations for another edition of the Wayne Hall Show. In the meantime, tomorrow, our time at 5:30 p.m., catch my next show on Fresh FM Radio London. All right? You will be glad you did. Download their app and follow us on Fresh FM Radio London. This is Wayne Hall saying, until next time, party, party, party.
The sun, we are gonna dance. This your party can't done. We are gonna dance. Keep making this more white rum. Party, party. We know what no lazy people.